Hi and welcome to the channel and welcome to a new vlog. So what have I got to say today? Well, look, the Caravan show in October, you saw the video clips I did, went pretty well. Sales weren't too bad as people thought, although a lot of those sales were hard fought for. Now, the thing is that used sales are doing quite well. I was talking to a dealer friend of mine, and he said that used sales had done really well the weekend before the show, which he says is quite unusual. Usually it's dead, he says, that weekend before a February show or an October show. But he said it was different. We sold 7 vans. Anyway, excuse me. Um, Generally, used stuff is doing okay. Um, New, of course, look out for discounts. And like I said to you before, it is a buyer's market. So don't be afraid to ask for that bit more, but don't insult the dealer. Don't go beyond the realms of fantasy and want virtually the Caravan for nothing, or loads of accessories for nothing. There was free movers being fitted, etc. At the show, and also there was the familiar tourers there. Swift there, a big stand. I had a long chat with Peter Smith, who is now back in charge at the moment at Swift. Who's obviously father founded the company, and we had a good long discussion about the state of the market, etc. And also, I spoke generally to other manufacturers apart from really Bailey, who I didn't really see anybody around. But anyway, that's another story. Up at Whitford's the other day, as you saw by the Arcadia review and the Lusso. And at the show, I missed the Lusso 3. Don't ask me how I did it, but I did. I missed the Lusso 3. So I'm going to go and do a review on that and see what I think of that with the twin spindles and the end washroom. A layout that Swift seemed to have really not done for some years. That may come back. But yeah, generally, Swift exclusives were doing very well. Taurus and Elegances. And I met a few subscribers. Not as many as I normally would do for some reason. But that's how it goes. Sometimes I've gone on the first day and I've had 16 or so subscribers. This time I just saw the odd ones. And I can say to you, if you see me, please do come and say hello and have a chat. I'm always up for that. I would explore probably the most sort of impressive with the Sprite exclusives at the show because of all that spec. I don't know whether there's too much spec. I know a lot of you have sort of agreed with me about the curtains, and I still think the curtains would make it. It feels a bit unfinished, a bit like the front ends of I think the new unicorns, and also the Phoenix with no with no curtains at the front, just plastic molded. To me, it looks really down market. It doesn't look good at all. And I think for some that could be a bit of a deal breaker. Same with front gas lockers as well. It's something that I was talking to somebody else at Swift and said that people request that front gas locker. And of course, with a Bailey, you don't get that, and with Coachman, you just get the 2 at the front, which you can't really get much in them. 2 separate lockers. But the Explorers, yes, I was impressed with, but they need more family layouts. There's no doubt about it. A 6 berth would look great, and I think I'd slightly de-spec it. Just bring the price down a shade and get the curtains in and the carpet down. They've taken the carpet up. They're not going to bother with carpets. They said people don't use them. Well, I always use my carpet and a loose fit carpet in my van. I've never ever taken it up and never used it. It's just easy for cleaning. You take it out and then you can vac round better and vac it outside. That's why I think loose fit carpets are great for. But yeah, I mean, motorhome stuff. There were some big discounts going on them. Motorhomes were selling quite well. Swift did especially well with their motorhomes. I'm not surprised they do some really nice stuff at the moment, and with some of their dealer special motorhomes, which they're still doing. I think was one of them was Loudon's ones was particularly a very good deal actually. Me and my friend went and had a look, and he said he said I could be sorely tempted if I change my motorhome. He says to a Swift. I think it was one or two little bugbears that just wasn't making it for him. But the show was pretty busy. My daughter did a towing car thing that you saw the video. She enjoyed that. That was quite amusing, really, because I kept pretty quiet at the back. Normally, when I'm driving with her, I'm going, "You're following too close. You're going too close to the edge. Watch that guy. Watch this." I'm back on the driving test. I'm afraid I'm one of them. Not with everybody, but with her, she just does make me sweat a little bit. Maybe that's just me. I've taken things a lot slowly over the years. And as I say, I was at Whitford's. You saw the things, and Whitford's are knocking a couple of grand off brand new 2025 Coachmans, which makes them more attractive. Campbell's at Preston, and I don't know about other dealers in the country. I know Campbell's at Preston, they're also shaving a few grand off. So that just sort of shows you really that, to keep things moving. But Whitford's always have been very keen on their pricing on Eldiston Explorers. So if you're looking for a discounted tour, I'd give Whitford's, go and check out on the website, give them a ring, mention you've seen the video, mention me, because they know me well. I've been going there for nearly 30 years now. And just, I'm not going to say I'm going to get any discount for you. I can't. I know one or two vloggers have, two YouTubers have told people that go to so-so and you'll get discount if you mention my name. Well, that doesn't happen with me anyway. Probably charge you more. But anyway, but it's well worth finding out, look out for the discount. So, because the other good news, I was just going to this, is the fact is that the two books are due out in 30th January, and that's the visual history of the motorhome. So I'm advertising those on the videos. So I do apologise if you're thinking, oh God, he's pushing that book again. I've got to do it, because I hate people coming to me 2 years after a book's launched and said, has this just come out? And it's like, no, it's been out 2 years. So Pen and Sword, who are doing the visual history, for the first time, they've sent me things to send to dish out at the February show and to the Manchester show, which is in January. So if anybody goes to the Manchester show, I usually go on the first day. I don't know what day it'll be this time, but I will try and I will definitely be there one day. And they give these leaflets. It tells you all around on the back what it's all about. But they've also sent this sort of thing, like this standalone to put on the counter, which I've never ever had in all my entire book writing career, if you want to call it that. And that's been going on now for 20 odd years. I've never had that at all. So they're keen to push that book. And also, don't forget, if you're looking at buying that book, you'll get the visual history of the Caravan. Is the same publisher, and they do some discounting on that. So now's the time to get a nice hardback book with lots of information, lots of pictures about what your leisure pursuit. And this will be the same with the visual history of the motorhome. Now, also we mustn't forget the campervan book, the story of the campervan. That's on Amberley. That's out on the 15th of February, which nicely knits in with the February show. And I'm quite excited about that. I actually dug out the scanner today. They've not sent me anything quite as posh as that. I've just had this sort of printed off myself that they sent me, and I just printed it off, and it tells you all about basically what the book's about. Just takes you up to the modern day, but it tells you how it all started off and how campervans were really seen as the lowest of the lows by caravanners back in the day. Things have changed, of course. Well, the season's coming to an end, and it's affecting, really, the slowdown's affected everybody. It's affected the static caravan market, or as I prefer to call it, the holiday caravan market. Lots of overproduction, lots of big discounts on those. So if you're in that market for a holiday home. You've done your touring. You've got an area where you love to go. It's your second home, holiday home, whether it's a new one or a used one. But what I do always say, and this is what I'm telling people now, is do your homework first. Find out what the rules and regulations on that park. Whether your holiday caravan may have to be off in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or there's no limit at all. On some parks now, there is no limit as long as the van is kept in good condition, etc. You're off, ready to go. And also, if you're going to sublet, check with a site that you can actually do this. Check that if you have friends over, they must be with you to stop overnight, not just stopping overnight in the van on their own, because some site park owners won't like that. The best thing is to do is to go through really solicitor if you're buying one, especially anything like a holiday caravan, a lodge, and obviously a park home. That's a different matter. Park homes are more like buying bricks and mortar, to be honest with you. But you need a solicitor. Now, I work right for Park and Holiday Living magazine, and we've got a guy there who specialises in park law, and he's put a lot of people right, and said, look, everything will go smoothly, but go through a solicitor. Now, my sister, but they bought their first holiday caravan back in 1981, 82. And it was quite old then when they had it, but things have changed since then. They sold it for a brand new Carnaby in 1986, and then the new site owner said, "Look, you're thinking of getting rid of your caravan because it's getting a bit old," and it was 12 years old, 14 years old, I think. And they thought, "Well, hang on, if we're going to do that, we're going to chop site. We've done the Yorkshire Dales. We're going to move back more towards Lancashire." And they're on a park now called Old Hall, which does seasonal pitches only, no tours now, just seasonal pitches and lodges and holiday caravans. And they bought a van there in 2004, and 2 years ago they decided to change it. The park owner didn't. They decided to change it and upgrade to a new Willoughby. And they've never had a problem at all. They love it. And they've got friends on there. It's a whole community. But you don't buy one of these to sell it on at a profit. That's not going to happen. You buy it as a leisure investment, so your family can go there, or you go in there a lot, and basically, you use it. That's your value. When it comes to selling it, years on, no, you're not going to get much for it. It's like a car. You're not going to get all that much for it. You'll get something, but not a fantastic amount. But as I say, always read the small print on that. I had a chap on from the Daily Mail online, and he wanted to know all the ins and outs of that. So I had about half an hour discussion with him. I don't know what he wrote. He was going to put the YouTube channel on there, and obviously my name. Hopefully, it wasn't too bad, because sometimes they can misinterpret what you say to them. And I don't want to be seen in a bad light, because I'm trying to sit on the fence in a way, say, yes, there are good park owners and there's some park owners that aren't so good, as in any industry, as in any subject, basically. Also, so that was that. Doing a court case. I'm helping out with the court case. This is historical. I had a solicitor get in touch with me back in April this year. A lady got in touch with me about 18 months ago about this caravan she'd got, and she wanted to know what it was, and all this sort of told her, and she sort of drifted off away. And then about 6 months later, this chap came on and said, "Well, there's been, I don't know what I don't know what's happened." It sounds very strange. It's some obviously old offence of some description, and they wanted to know about the van, what it would have looked like, blah blah blah. Taking photographs of a friend of mine, Andy, who has a Spratton seat. He's got a Bluebird. So this next weekend, I'm going to go and see him. Hopefully, I'm going to get a bit of footage of some of his classic vans. So he's got some more, which is I'm getting excited about going to see. So I've got to go and take these shots of lots of a 1950s Bluebird, so we can show the court and prove it. I've been and seen it and done it oh, it's. I've got to go on a Zoom court appearance, I think, in Ireland, but I don't know anything about the case really. I'm not really. I won't say I'm not interested, but I'm just providing with historical evidence. So they've come on to me, and I had to do a thing. Why, I was a expert in my field, so they did the books and the magazines, and all that business. And anyway, that was that. So I've got to do that. And one last note: the other day, my wife rings me up. Can you come to the local spa? No, it wasn't to get me my favourite packet of biscuits. It was the fact is that somebody had gone and run into her. Of course, I shot down there. It's only literally 5 minutes walk from home. Shot down there, shot into the car park, and the front side wing, near side of the wing, has been bashed in by this guy with a Vauxhall Astra. He just literally had reversed, and he'd reversed so fast that he'd actually knocked her car back about at least a foot. The big thing is we only had that car done about 2 months ago. So I'll show you a quick picture. The little city go looking sorry for itself. And just another last thing. I met Irene and David from I keep forgetting that. Hey ho, here we go. So I'm just going to click the old PC there. And they were great. We had a chat, and I love Irene and things because they're just good. Just nice family. I really like them. And we met some of the other video people there as well. There's some of the other YouTubers. So that was quite good. Yeah, on the whole, decent enough show. And sorry for that last bit of section of film where it started to steam up. Now I'm having a problem. I don't know what it is. This happened about 2 years ago when I first got this other new lens, and it's because the camera runs quite warm on video, and what it's tending to do, there must be some damp somewhere that's misting up the inside of the lens on the camera, which is rather disturbing. And for the last year or two, I've never had a problem. It's just started to happen again. But the camera's been left in the car for a while, but it should be okay because it's not been cold at all. Anyway, that's that one. But we're getting up to now to nearly 5,000 subscribers. I think we're about 50 odd short. So please keep liking, please keep subscribing. And thank you to everybody who's been subscribing. You've got there's lots of names, there's lots of Pauls, lots of, there's Trucker, there's Julie Goff, there's a husband who just gets Conran, there's Kevin Flood, there's several Andrews, that really come on and support the channel, and I really do appreciate it, because these are people who've been long-term supporters of my channel, which it's not slick. I know it's not, and I don't try and put on a fancy accent or anything like that, and trying to be a presenter, or I don't go mad at trying to criticise for the sake of criticising, to create a stir on my channel, as it were. I know there's also that going, a lot of clickbaiting going on, and I'm not really into clickbaiting. Hence, I do a lot of videos, and I know if I get 200 views on it, I'll be lucky, because some of them times I just do them for my own pleasure, as daft as it sounds, just to get them out there, and hopefully someday along, somebody comes along and finds a video and finds it of interest, which has happened with some of my old classic Caravan stuff that I did a long time ago. I get people coming on and say, oh, I've just found this, and I've been looking to get information about this Caravan, and there you are, there you've done it, it was great. The video gave me so much info. So it's for people that just walking by and spot it. Really, it's an item in the shop that it's not a bestseller, but every now and again somebody else comes on and says, just what I was looking for. Anyway, on that score, I'm going to drink my tea, and it says, you stupid boy, and that's probably me. My daughter, I think, got me that with my wife, which is quite about right. And thank you for watching, and please keep subscribing, and take care. Watch how you go, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot.